Hello, happy Friday. We've made it through the week, and I hope you're well. It is Friday, September 26th, 2025. It is officially Johnny Appleseed Day. John Chapman, Johnny Appleseed, born in Massachusetts on September 26th, 1774, was a legendary American pioneer and folk hero who planted apple trees across the American frontier. Chapman earned his nickname because he planted small orchards and individual apple trees during his travels as he walked across 100,000 square miles of Midwestern wilderness and prairie. He was a professional nurseryman known for his generous nature, love of wilderness, devotion to the Bible, knowledge of medicinal herbs, harmony with the Indians and Native Americans, and his eccentric nature, too. His efforts resulted in settlers planting their own orchards. This is all according to almanac.com. I haven't checked this with another source. I don't remember ever studying about Johnny Appleseed, frankly, in history. He died in 1845 near his nursery in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Every September, when apples are ripe, Fort Wayne hosts an annual festival to commemorate the life of Johnny Appleseed. Okay, so it says when you bite into an apple, think of Johnny Appleseed. So that's what that means. I've always heard of the day, but never really looked at what it was. So happy day to you wherever you are, morning, noon, or night. Some of you may already be into your weekend, and good for you. Our random city picker today. So we're moving into, America. And our city picker chose Montego Bay, Jamaica. And so let's see, just one moment. Yep, Montego Bay, Jamaica, a resort known for its beaches, resorts, and nightlife, a popular destination for tourists seeking a relaxed beach holiday with a long, of course, history of Spaniard control and British control and sugarcane exporting and slavery for many, many years, including a massive rebellion about that. So it's got a very rich history with plenty of darkness, and it's turned into a popular tourist destination, I guess. For I've never been there, but for cruises, of course, stopping there. So how are they doing weather-wise? Well, in Montego Bay, it looks like they've got some thunderstorms, but a high of 89 degrees today Fahrenheit, which is 32 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be hot and tumultuous in the weather there. Here in the greater New York City area, regionally, we're looking at a high of 80 degrees today. And it's going to be sunny today, mostly sunny, which will be nice. I've got a lunch and a dinner tonight. So there'll be multiple wardrobe changes. And I get to meet some people that I know already and some new people. And I'm really excited about that. That has come about because of some networking I've done recently and got invited to go do some things. So just a little warning, which I should have said from the beginning. I did not drink my coffee this morning, so I'm feeling a little off still. Also, not a great night's sleep. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I have to go give blood shortly for an annual physical, and I'm supposed to fast before I do that so I don't mess up the blood results. So that means nothing to eat, nothing to drink. I'm sure water's fine, but coffee isn't. So I'm going to have to delay that kind of gratification until a little later this morning. But boy, I got to say, it's Friday and I want to be cheerful. And I'm just not. I have a very heavy heart, and I'm not going to, I don't want to bring, too many rain clouds to this, but look, I am looking at a country that is destroying its rule of law day by day. And we all, rely on rule of law. And rule of law, as a lawyer, we learn to differentiate facts from our evaluation of those facts. We look at facts first. We find fact. The court is supposed to find fact. And then we apply the law to it, and then we apply the law to those facts. And the law is the equivalent in pedestrian terms of our judgment, applying in business, the law is, our strategy, our values, our way of being. And it's very disorienting right now when we have a total weaponization of our government on so many fronts. Releasing documents for politicians on the other side. Gubernatorial candidate in New Jersey had all of her private information released by the archives at the request of her opponent. James Comey, a complete sham indictment. So I'm not going to go down it because there are literally hundreds and hundreds of things that have happened just this year that are like watching a building just get taken down piece by piece. Some of the chunks are bigger than others. And it's a building we all live in. And so I'm not going to lie. It's having an impact. I think the other impact is that I've been working in some form of leadership development for many years. And all of the things and the values and the things that we teach leaders what to do and what not to do about how to be more effective leaders, we have examples of the exact opposite of all of those principles and values and behaviors that are going on. And frankly, for now, there are many people in private and in public sector who are demonstrating values antithetical to what we know ultimately works for building healthy, sustainable organizations, communities, companies. But in the short run, there are plenty of people who are winning bigly, as we might say, doing these things that we say you just absolutely shouldn't do. And so in the long run, it always implodes on itself. Always. It always turns into a massive loss. But in the short run, you can have very different outcomes. And short can be quite long, especially if you're on the short end of the stick, to torture the metaphor. So, yeah, it affects me. And I can feel such a wide range of emotions about it. And then I go, well, what does that mean for those of us who work in this business, who sincerely work in a field where we try and get people to understand what it means to lead with integrity and honesty and openness? Because it relies on a presumption that people have good faith. And without good faith, there's no starting the race. It's not a race at all. It's a rigged game. So there's no fair rules. It's, to pick up another metaphor, it's not actually any kind of fair competition. It's a completely one-sided one. And it leaves you with few options other than revolt and protest and other things. So I think there are many times when it's very hard to ignore the elephant in the room. It would be like serving breakfast while a tsunami is coming to shore. You're in Thailand, you're serving up pineapple and yogurt to your guests, and you see a tsunami coming, but you just keep serving it to them. It does seem a little trivial to do the normal things when the abnormal is becoming the dominant force. And I don't know what that means, but I also know what it's helping to translate to for me, which is occasionally I'm having, honestly, very sleepless nights. And it feels very personal to me. And I don't know, I don't have any wisdom about it. Right now I'm feeling the pain. I had a horrible night of sleep, and I had some very bad thoughts about myself. Because working in a field and promoting ideas and values that are currently not valued can be a very, very more than uncomfortable place to be. It's an opportunity for even deeper reflection and meaningful action. And today it's going to translate into connection with good people, to remind myself that I'm not alone in this. There are well over 300 million people in this country. There are billions of people on the earth. And there are plenty of people who share my values. And so right now I need to connect with those people and figure out what I can do to make the situation better in some small but meaningful way. And I know that's going to involve working with some leaders and businesses and helping them do what we know works to build high trust, better client relationships, better partnership relationships, even while maybe others are demonstrating almost the exact opposite. I don't know if that's helpful, but it's honest. And today, honest is as good as I'm going to get. And honest is always the right thing. With that, I'll leave it for here. Be good to yourself and others. Practice radical honesty. And let's work together to make the world a better place. We'll see you again Monday. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.